All right, so you guys remember how Kyle Kulinski and Ann Coulter were supposed to be having a debate at Politicon? It was confirmed to us through Kyle Kulinski announcing that he will be debating Ann Coulter. And with less than 2 weeks remaining until Politicon, we found out that Ann Coulter had backed out of the debate. Now, she decided to not do the debate. We were not sure what the rationale, what the reasoning was, but essentially, regardless of it, unless there was some serious reason, which would be obviously not happening, but it's unethical on her part to just dip out because you don't agree to something and then have someone promoting it and then you pull out with 2 weeks left. If you don't want to do the debate, you decline it immediately. You don't entertain the debate and say yes, I'm going to do it, and then pull out. That's wrong. Now, here is what is pretty crazy. So, Ann Coulter was still doing. She was still. It's not like she wasn't going to be at Politicon. No, she was at Politicon. She was there, but she was doing this. Ask me anything. Ask Ann anything is what it was. Now, first of all, Kyle did a video where he was reacting to Ann Coulter on some LA news show of some sort, something like that, or some radio show. And I'm sure they're good. I just don't remember their name. But they had Ann Coulter on, and they asked her about Politicon. And basically, what she said was is that no liberals, and this is a quote, no liberals of any substance want to debate her. So that is obviously a flat out lie because, as we know, it was confirmed that Kyle Kulinski and Ann Coulter were going to be debating each other. Now, A, Kyle is obviously a lefty, and B, Kyle is obviously a lefty of substance, right? One of the people with more substance than others. And so it was like, what? What the hell? And she essentially responded with this extremely condescending, elitist remark of saying, oh, they must be busy. She basically said they were too chicken to do it, and then said that they are, they might be busy by condescendingly saying, I have 14 New York Times bestsellers. Maybe they have some or something like that. Essentially, and as you're going to see in these clips here, she has these New York Times bestsellers, so she flaunts them and basically makes it so that she has this supremacy complex, basically, where she believes that she is better than other political commentators because she has 14 New York Times bestsellers. Whereas other people don't. Where Kyle doesn't have it. He didn't even have a book out, right? So, man, he must really be a lefty of no substance. I mean, a guy with almost 600,000 subscribers and over 400 and I think like 80 million channel views, like over 100,000 Twitter followers. It's a laughable idea, right? But so before I get into what I get into, I want to explain this, okay? She instead decided to be doing a Ask Ann Anything with this dude named Ben Stein. Now, I think some of you guys are probably going to know who this is, but I genuinely don't know who this is. I was not aware of who this guy was. And it really made something very clear to me in my mind, which is that new media is the actual future. That is the future. This legacy media with all these geezers on it is not the future. Those guys they're dying out and they suck. Okay, people like Ann Coulter suck. Ann Coulter, by the way, is supposed to be different than the neocons because she's supposed to be the one, going after Jeb Bush and Ted Cruz and all those other assholes. And, she's supposed to be for the common white working man. But I guess she's not even that. She isn't even that, which is like, okay, what the hell? So she is an elitist, and it is embarrassing because the person that she decided instead to do this Ask Ann Anything with was a dude who I don't even know, which is it really painted a picture in my mind. Again, I'm sure some of you guys are going to know, maybe a lot of you guys know who it is. I don't know who it is. So here's the thing. Now, at this Ask Ann Anything, literally the very, very first question, there was this guy. His name is Andrew Kimmel. He does like this, the live video or something like that. He was just basically a journalist there. And he sent out this tweet. He said, loud cheers as an audience member calls out Ann Coulter on not debating Kyle Kulinski. She says he's not on her level and worthy of debating. Now, bear in mind, this is the first question that is asked because they essentially pivoted from the original question over to, or sorry, not, they pivoted from doing their little Ben Stein and Ann Coulter speaking to having the audience ask her questions. Now, what I'm about to show you guys right now is multiple video clips because this happened. I believe there were 2 questions. One of them was the first one, which is what you're going to see, as well as another one. Another person actually asks Ann Coulter why she backed out of the debate like a coward, backing out of the debate with Kyle Kulinski. Check it out.
How do you respond to Kyle Kulinski, who states in his email correspondence the fact that you chose not to participate in a debate set up with him, and that Politicon schedules needed to be changed because of it?
Obviously, I am saying that this guy, whose name I can't even remember, and you just said it, is a liberal of substance. You guys may be friends with him, even though he's a panelist. Boo!
Oh,
Okay,
what a
so
joke!
next question: you're friends with this guy for the 3rd no-name they wanted me to debate.
He's not a no-name.
You're not referring to the New York Times bestsellers, but a couple would be nice.
You got destroyed last year by Anarchist Parent. He destroyed you this year. That's why you won't debate.
When we were describing questions versus...
You want me to ask a question again? Why do you feel the need to lie? Why do you feel the need to lie about no one being willing to debate?
Okay, we gotta properly respect the ladies over here.
Big shout out to those people who did that. Massive amounts of props to you. If I was at Politicon, I would have definitely gone over there and asked her that because obviously it was an embarrassing thing to do. It was a crappy thing to do, and it's something, especially when she like pontificates and lies about it. And remember how I told you guys about, when she went on whatever news show it was and she said, oh, I have 14 New York Times bestsellers. She repeats that once again. So Ann Coulter is the ultimate douchebag, and it's insane. I mean, she said crazy, unbelievably insane things. She's literally probably the worst human being on planet Earth. But this makes it even worse because she's supposed to have this shtick of being this, person who's for the common white working man. But even that, she's not. She's just an elitist at this point. That's essentially what she is. And it's really embarrassing because I think she knows she'll get, her crap kicked in. But I can't, and I want to reiterate, by the way, because I don't think I went into enough depth, but big shout out, big thanks to the fans of Kyle who actually did that. I think that was pretty important. And, she says, she said something really weird. Like, she was like, I know you guys are friends with him. Like, what? What does that mean? Friends with him? What? He's friends with, like, all these people who are his fans? Like, he's friends with 600,000 people? What? What the hell are you talking about? Those aren't his friends. Those are people who are his listeners. Like, you're trying to dismiss the people who are fans of his work by saying, oh, I know you're friends with him. What the hell are you talking about? Those people, they're not his friends. They're his listeners. Like, what the... It's so stupid. The attempts at dismissals and the attempted rationale for those dismissals are mind-numbingly stupid. And it's unbelievable, how stupid it is that she does that, man. It's insane how dumb it is, and it doesn't make any actual damn sense. So Ann Coulter has at least somewhat been held accountable for this because she totally bitched out of this debate, and she deserves a lot of blowback for that. Because, and if the day that Kyle made that video, her Twitter ended up getting just completely spammed with tweets about, why are you backing out? And so this idea that, her entire Twitter was just flooded with those. So it's like, I don't even know how to describe how stupid it is, but big, huge, massive shout out to the fans who went and did that, because I mean, Kyle didn't even tell anyone to do that. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's pretty crazy. But big shout out to the fans who actually did that. You guys are real ones for sure.